I'm Ariel Azor, host of Right This Way, and today we're going to talk about where Joe Biden has been. I don't think we know for sure, but it has come to my attention and probably a lot of other people's as news stations, even, slightly leftist ones. Like, I'm not just seeing this on Fox News, which I wouldn't even consider super conservative, but I'm seeing this on like ABC News and different news stations like that are starting to post stories about Joe Biden not holding a press conference since he's taken office. So this is actually super unprecedented, and I will begin this by saying, no, obviously he doesn't have to hold a press conference. Nobody holds him to that. Nobody forces him to have one. But this is the president. The people want to hear directly from him. The people want to know what's going on. They want to ask him questions, but I think what's happening is he doesn't want to answer hard questions. So we have gone 56 days as of today. I believe that I'm filming this on Thursday, so it'll be a couple days, give or take, once you see this. But 50 plus days since Biden has taken office, and he has yet to hold a press conference. So how does this compare to other presidents in the past? This is the longest any president has gone before holding a press conference since taking office in 100 years. Trump held his first press conference 27 days after taking office, and before him, Obama held his first press conference 20 days after taking office. Before that, George Bush waited 33 days, which was unprecedented at the time. That was kind of the longest anyone had waited in a long time, and before that they were just a couple days or weeks. So this is kind of odd, because for a president who is so interested in talking to the people, right, supposedly, and is supposedly so transparent and so in favor of this, we'd like to hear from you. Now, here's the thing is, we actually have heard from him. There's no conspiracy going on here. I don't think that he's secretly died and they're just trying to hide it from us, or that he's secretly on vacation and they're just trying to hide it from us. I just think that he isn't up to answering tough questions. He's not in the proper mental state to be able to give good answers to serious, tough questions. And unfortunately, I don't think he's in a good mental state to give answers to easy, simple questions, as we've seen just this week with a couple videos coming out. I'm going to show you a couple of those videos because there's no question to where he's been. He's certainly working, or at least traveling around making public appearances. But I think the answer to why he has not held a press conference lies very heavily in these videos that we're going to see, in the way that he is acting and the way that he's conducting himself and the way that he's speaking and all of these things, and the way that his mind seems to be working right now, or not working, whatever you'd like to call it. This first video here is from Monday, and he forgot the defense secretary's name, somebody he appointed, somebody he chose supposedly, and he can't remember this guy's name. He's on national television. Let me just pull up the video and then we'll talk about it.
Thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there. I want to make sure we thank the secretary for all he's done to try to implement what we've just talked about, and for recommending these two women for promotion. Thank you all. May God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
I can't remember the name of this guy. Super weird, because he's giving a speech or some sort of talk, it seems, about this guy and position. So it's really bizarre that he wouldn't know his name. I get it. Like, there's a lot of people that he has to work with. Because I know people are making excuses left and right, or just ignoring this, pretending it didn't happen. But people have been saying this from the start of Biden running for president, that that he doesn't seem to have super good mental health at this point in life. He's pretty old, and it's really starting to show, because Trump didn't act like this at all. Whether you liked him or hated him, he was up at like 3 a.m. tweeting. He had great stamina. He was always out traveling, out and about, making public appearances. He always wanted to talk. And watch Kamala in this video. She's standing to the left of Biden, if you're watching. She just keeps looking at him like she can tell, oh my gosh, he's forgetting this guy's name. And you can see her, she has a mask on. Really convenient, because if she's saying anything to him, like, should he hear her through that mask, nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to know her mouth's moving. I'm just saying, she's standing right behind him, and you can see her eyes, like, turning to look at him when she sees he's, like, obviously does not know who he's talking about or what he's talking about. I know we're not, like, allowed to make fun of masks, but something about how stupidly large these face masks are. I can see like half of Kamala's neck down to where her shirt hits. I'm surprised she can see over that mask, to be honest with you. And she just kind of agrees with him once she like looks at him like, oh my gosh, he's forgetting what we told him to say. And then he kind of like moves forward and he kind of makes it okay. And he says, and I just want to thank him and move forward. And you can see that like there's almost an audible sigh of relief. Again, like we can't see her mouth, but I seriously wish we could. Like I said, I think this kind of gives it away right here. This is just one. This is another video I'm going to show you also from this week. Biden was in a hardware store. He's supposed to talk about like PPE loans. I don't know why they were doing it in a hardware store. I always thought it was weird that politicians did that stuff. He's in this hardware store. He says a couple like weird things. And you can see again, like the video I showed last week, his team is like immediately trying to end questioning, get him out of there, and get him out as quick as possible. This is the second video.
From here, but if they want to give a wave,
I see him.
yeah. And then we also have
Don't
solar.
jump, we need you.
And then
He's pointing, if you're not watching, he's pointing up to like somebody on a balcony or something, somewhere higher up or like the second floor of the store or something. And the guy next to him who looks like he either works or manages or owns the store or something like that, he's pointing, he's like talking about these people, pointing them out to Biden, and he goes, I see them. And then he like makes a really weird dad joke and he says, don't jump, we need you. I'm not offended by this. I don't think, I'm not attacking him for his dad joke, but it doesn't sound super politically correct to me. And we see this time and time again with Joe Biden. He says super weird things about children touching his hairy legs in a hot tub, about how poor kids are just as smart as white kids, and all of this like crazy, stupid stuff that's super not politically correct. And if anybody, literally anybody else were to say it on the right, they would get completely attacked and canceled and their lives would be ruined. But Joe Biden can say these things. It's not very politically correct to make a joke about jumping off a balcony. But Joe Biden can do it.
if I could just,
We're gonna move out. Let's go, press. Guys, let's go. Come on, press. Let's go. Come on, let's go. This is the order, sir. Let's go, you guys. Come on. Come on, let's go.
Thank you guys. Thanks so much. So that's super disappointing. Again, we're about to get him to answer a question, and of course he can't. His team is getting him out of here. They're getting him and press out. You can hear that woman next to whoever's videotaping. It sounds like saying, press, come on, press, we're going to get out of here, come on. She's talking to the press as they're trying to ask him questions. And the one question I heard more than once, and actually the only question I heard was, is there a crisis at the border? And I think this is truthfully a huge part of, like, I don't think it's just his mental state, like, oh, he's not great. I don't think he has a single answer, and I don't think this is transparency. This is not accountability. You said Joe Biden running for office, Kamala Harris running for office before the election even, they said, we're going to let everybody in at the border. We don't even want the wall. We need to get rid of that. They said all of this stuff that people are, that immigrants, nobody's illegal. You know, we're going to make it so people crossing the border can get into the United States. This is a huge, wonderful example that pretty much nobody is covering of politicians saying, I'm going to do something for you. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bow to the woke mob, right? You think these people who are on social media and who are in the media in general, journalists and celebrities and these people who have a really large platform to reach a lot of people, their opinion is nobody is illegal. We've got to let these people into our country. It doesn't affect us, and we don't actually care if it affects other people because it makes us look good. It makes us look like we are nice people who care deeply about others and we just want to help them. And the problem is there are so many problems coming across the border. Drugs, human trafficking. It isn't what these people and the leftist Democrats want you to think. It isn't nice. It isn't all nice, happy families crossing the border for a better life. And there's a reason we have a program to allow people to become citizens of the United States from all these different countries, which includes Mexico, right? It includes these people crossing the border. There is a path to legal citizenship. And the reason that they couldn't get legal citizenship is would be if they have some kind of criminal record or certain red flags and things like that. And again, there's a reason that we monitor who comes into this country, because we care about the safety of the people in this country, the people who are citizens already. We care about the safety of them, and we're not going to put somebody else who might be a known criminal or drug dealer or trafficker, we're not going to put their aspirations to come to America. We're not going to put that ahead of the safety and needs of actual citizens of the United States. We refuse to see these actual downsides of just having open borders, because we don't have open borders. We never have. We just didn't have a wall. We didn't have a reason to stop them. I just want to bring some attention to the reality of crossing the border. And again, this is why Joe Biden doesn't want to talk about it, because he knows, his team knows that the reality of these children crossing the border isn't what it seems. It's not what they make it out to be. This isn't something that it's a good idea to perpetuate. And even Joe Biden's team, even the leftist Democrats know that. They know that. And that's why there's still kids in cages. And that's why Joe Biden doesn't want to answer questions about it, because I think he probably isn't mentally capable of giving a good response. I can give it for him because it takes 3 seconds, but then he has to explain why he lied to the American people. There's no accountability if he doesn't have to answer questions. And I think that I will be interested to see how long this goes on. This isn't the only pressing matter that he should be asked about. There's plenty of others, but they're only going to add up as time goes on, and ignoring them is not going to make things better. There's so many different reasons people cross the border, and when we don't bring attention to that, you have a lot of really angry people, especially young people, millennials, people who don't do the kind of research to understand, hey, what is the truth behind this issue? Why is it, oh, he's just another lying politician. He didn't do what I said and keep kids out of cages. They're not dungeons, but we want to act like they are. And the reality of it is that it's not as nice, and it's not all butterflies and rainbows, because this is the real world. So I think we'll have to see what happens with how long it takes Joe Biden to hold a press conference. Truthfully, I would not be shocked if he waited until mask mandate was over. I would not be surprised. Like I said, it's 50-something days as of me filming this, so we're about halfway there. I really would not be surprised at all if we waited the full 100 days before we heard from him in an actual press conference. Again, no conspiracy here. I know he didn't actually disappear. I know he's been seen, but what I've shown you is not super encouraging. But they've made their bed, they need to lie in it, and we have to see where it goes from here. If you've enjoyed this episode, you can give me a thumbs up on YouTube, you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and you can also check out my Instagram at right.this.way.